Let's take a look at the actual auction data that I had. This is a website called AutoAuctions.io or .io that provides information on past vehicles and current vehicles that are being sold on auctions like Copart and IAAI. It's a really nice service. It is a paid service. You do have to pay for searches and reports, they call them. So if I look up this particular vehicle, it counts against my report count. They provide history on these vehicles. So if you go to Copart or IAAI, and if you're not watching the vehicle be sold, then you don't know what it's sold for. This is a really handy tool to be able to see what the vehicles are selling for, so you can get a baseline to know if what you're paying is appropriate. So I did that, and I looked at quite a few vehicles and to really kind of get an idea of what these things go for and what I should expect to be able to pay for it. So this is after the fact. Here's the sale price, what I paid at auction. But these are the same pictures that I was provided by Copart to see and inspect before making my purchase and making my decision. You can see that it runs and drives, engine starts. These are classifications through Copart and IAAI. Does the engine start? They turn it on, yes or no. Does it run and drive? That simply means can they put it into gear and move it forward and backward? And they do that over a short distance. Doesn't guarantee that it's going to drive well, or there aren't other issues with the drivetrain, but that at least gives you some confidence, which also increases the likelihood that it's going to go for a little bit more, because that's one less issue that people have to think about. Looking at the pictures, you can see obviously the bumper has some damage. You can see little X's on the bumper, the grill, top and bottom grills. The headlights, from what I could see in the pictures, they looked good. This little line right here concerned me. It looked like as if the hood had been pressed down on it and put some coloring, paint marking on there. So maybe that needed to be cleaned up. But I couldn't really see any cracking or anything, which is good because these are $1,100 a piece. And so also you don't see all the bumper the bumper support and those other things. So that was a little bit concerning. Obviously the windshield is trashed, the hood is trashed. This little guy here is missing, which I was kind of curious about why that was off. You can see that the strips up here are also missing, and also back here you can see a door handle. The rear door handle is missing. Same thing. Just another better view of the grill. So it looked like the grill was going to have to be replaced, so I counted for that. And you see these rocker panels are missing on both sides. And so my hope was that they were hidden inside somewhere, and they would be included in the auction. I'm looking behind. You got this pile of parts, which gave me a little bit of relief. You can see the radiator support here. This is like the under the hood cover, and then these trim pieces, those missing trim pieces that I mentioned before, running along underneath here. So hood support, and just some other things. The tail lights. I still don't know why the taillights are off of it, but everything looks clean and it looks good. It just, from what it looks like, the insurance company really just took a lot of things off the car to just really evaluate it and see. I still don't know why the taillights are missing, but that will probably remain a mystery. But everything looks clean. I mean, the back, there doesn't look like there's any damage on the back or on the sides of the car, on the roof of the car. It just really looks like it's concentrated in the front. Looking at the interior, it looks extremely clean. I mean, as you might expect with a 2018. The leather looks good. Doesn't look like they trashed it in the 9,000 miles that they had it. I can't see any damage or anything done to the leather or interior. Engine. And actually, looking here, you can see that bent bent window piece that I didn't catch that before. So yeah, there's missing portions of that radiator support here. The top cover is missing, and that's about it. I mean, the windshield wipers are missing because obviously the hood and the windshield are gone. Starts up 9,342 miles. Again, just another good interior shot. You see the missing rocker panel down here. So I had two major concerns about buying a car without having seen it, and one was, are these pieces included? A lot of people say that they do try to include them, but I've also heard that sometimes things aren't there when they arrive. So I was kind of accounting for having to buy a new bumper and all this stuff. I was really hoping not to have to buy new headlights. This back pile of parts, I didn't know what was actually going to make it there, and how they were going to actually fit all this in. So I was in communication with the driver to make sure and check and see if those parts were there. The other concern that I had was it being a car in Colorado in the winter, knowing that there are snowstorms and such around there. This giant hole is not good for a car. So I was worried that what they would do about this. And so those were a couple concerns that I had, which I'm grateful for. When the car arrived, this had a nice giant sheet of plastic on it, covering it up and protecting it from the elements. And as you saw, all of these parts that you see pictured, for the most part, were there. Actually, the only one that I'm seeing now, this trim piece. This is the front bumper seal, I believe, and I did not see that. So that is what those are the pictures that I spent many hours studying. I first saw this car come up and got really excited about it because it really looked like a great opportunity. It looked like it may scare some people off based on having all of these pieces off and sitting on the ground, indicating that there's potentially something wrong. But I didn't get the feeling that everything that was off the car had something wrong with it. You can see the damage estimated repair cost. And I don't know if this is something even that Copart says, but something that Auto Auctions IO is able to pick up. They give you this handy VIN check, and then you reverse image lookup through Google Images just to see if somebody has doctored this vehicle to get it to look a little bit better if it's been sold in the past. They have the vehicle sales history off to the side here as well to show you that if it's been sold before, you'll see that. And sometimes people flip it and like to flip cars by just zip tying bumpers on and do really shoddy work to sell it for more. You can see salvage title, Colorado, and what else? Delivery. Oh, I didn't see this before. So let me give you another example of cars that I've looked at. This was one that I was paying a lot of attention to. It was just a hail damage car, and that's a safe bet if you can live with the hail damage. I love this color. It had higher mileage, but it ended up going for 8,600, so more than my car, which makes sense. It's a clean title, but it ended up going for a lot more than I would have wanted to pay for it. So this one went after my car. But it's really cool because it gives you an idea of what cars are going for. There's mine. This is one that I kind of wish I had jumped on. This was a front end damage, no engine starting, no keys, doesn't run and drive, so it's sold for very little. But as you start to take a look, you can see a lot of damage, and it doesn't give really very good pictures of the interior, in the hood. It's got airbags deployed, so that scares a lot of people. The Headlights trashed, so that's $1,100 there. Bumpers trashed, so that, I mean, I don't even know if that's, it looks like it's probably beyond repair. Maybe, probably beyond repair. There's a lot of little things that you can see that are here that are broken. But this is one I was highly considering. I spent a while looking at this one. It's probably about the max of what I would have paid for it anyway. 90% damage ratio. Also was looking into this one. This was actually from IAAI that I could have gone down there to look at it, but I didn't. Considered going, but you have to pay like $50 to go in there, so I didn't end up actually going. And the pictures for IAAI seem to be, in general, a lot worse than Copart. Copart seems to do a pretty good job at getting good quality pictures. These are pretty awful. To wrap things up, I just wanted to say this video is not sponsored by AutoAuctions.io. It just was a very useful tool in the process of research. Hopefully something here was useful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.